We should record like us being happy about them winning the World Series, and then
Yeah.
us recording us being like miserable about them
Okay.
winning
Ready?
the World Series.
Yeah, Blue Jays! I knew
32
it! I knew
years.
it! I
I
told you!
knew it. I
I told
absolutely do.
you! Oh my God, Daryl.
God fucking
This
damn
is
it.
so bad. I
I
can't
didn't
believe we
even want to
had it
wake
in game
up
six. Why
today.
does that wall have to be shaped like that? If we had won game six, this never would have happened.
Oh, and
I
like
can't
that
believe Shohei.
swing. Fucking Shohei.
I can't, he's unstoppable, you
It's like
know?
Japan against
Yep.
the world. I
Yep.
hate
The play that was made there to
biggest
win the game.
payroll. It's unfair. It's like a conspiracy against Canada.
We can't turn against the Jays, guys. We love the Jays.
Fucking
We are here.
tariffs.
We're there behind them, and that we hope next year
Fucking
they do better. All right,
tariffs.
go Jays, go! Next year, we got this.
Fucking tariffs, TK. Fucking tariffs. Fuck the Jays.
You know what really grinds my gears, Daryl? The way they made the wall at the Sky Dome, all right, and where it hits the field, all right. That
Yeah.
that angle doesn't seem like that's major league approved.
Straight. The straight angle.
I think so. I think it should have been obtuse. I can't believe it.
I don't remember what obtuse is, but TK, I can tell you one thing.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
That was it. That was it. The ball got stuck in the bottom. Now, this episode's going to be airing on Sunday. So, congratulations to the Toronto Blue Jays for winning the 2025 World Series.
I fucking hope that's
I
what we're
hope
saying
that's
right
what
now.
we're saying.
Oh my God. This is too much.
Oh,
I can't
man, no
think
idea.
about anything else. I am so into this. My moods are so in line with what happens in these games. It's pretty pathetic, actually.
They climbed back. They were gonna make it
Oh,
happen. That ball, 2 inches one way or the next means
not
at least
even.
one run is scored.
Not even
Uh,
it. Like a millimeter one way made a difference on that stupid. Like the chances that
yeah,
happened are so crazy.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I I don't even understand how that can happen. And you know
yeah.
what? Not only the fact that it happened, but you have to add to the story the guy, instead of grabbing it and throwing it in, which would have negated that rule,
Yep. Yep.
right?
He knew the rules
He knew the
because he doesn't
rule,
play very often. So all he does is read the rules.
read the rules. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Anyways, TK, I could
I'm
bitch
supporting
all day about
I'm supporting
this.
the team. I'm wearing my red jersey. Now I'm also wearing this red shirt. I just want you guys to see the red shirt that I'm wearing
What is
because
this?
it is
It's
it
red.
is
It's red.
Don M's red shirt that he sent me. Thank you, Don.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm double subscribed. Do it yourself.
Oh, what did
You
that?
know,
What
Don
is
didn't
that?
fix the show,
Didn't get to fix the show though.
He didn't fix
but
the
he
show
sent me a
though.
red shirt.
That son of a bitch. How come he sent you the shirt? That's what I don't understand. I talk to this guy all the time. You don't even give them the time of day, TK.
How
You
many
I-
shirts did you ever send him?
probably I sent him shirts. I don't know.
I
If he
sent him
asked for
shirts,
shirts. Oh,
but
you
but
sent
but
him
I
shirts.
did send him. I think I sent him
Ah,
shirts for his whole family. Just
well,
returning the favor. He's a good guy. He's a friend of the show. Didn't fix the show though.
Didn't get to fix the show.
didn't fix the show.
Didn't fix the show.
God damn it. Well, it doesn't seem like we've fixed the show either, TK.
That's okay.
This show is just floating around in the, I don't even know where. Like, did you see the other day? One of
Yeah.
our most regular commenters from the beginning was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you guys were doing shows anymore. Like, what happened to the old name?" And how many times have we done that to ourselves, TK?
Well, I think
Self sabotage.
I think we sabotage by talking about specific minority groups sometimes.
Oh my God.
And that may or may not tell the algorithm to leave our show out of people's feeds. It
Is that what
may
we
or may
did
not.
last time again? Is that
Well, I
what
don't
the
know.
problem was?
Who have we not secluded? I mean, we got the, okay, I won't even name all the groups, but I mean, is there anybody we haven't targeted in
Well,
some
I
way,
mean,
shape, or
is
form?
there anybody that shouldn't have been targeted in any way, shape, or form? Like, have we
I think pretty much
deliberately?
everybody's pretty guilty. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Look at this
Irish,
mess, for
the
God's
Irish,
sakes.
you know what? They came here and they started building all these houses, swinging their hammers with their carpentry skills. And next thing you know, they all got better jobs and they stopped building houses. And now we got a housing shortage. You know, those Irish, man, they're
Where,
just
where are they working right now?
full.
Like, where's the Irish
They're
workforce?
running companies, you know, they're running companies that are like, you know, glass companies and you know, mechanic shops and things like that. They don't want to get their hands dirty anymore. They're white collar jobs now, those Irish.
Well,
Everything's their fault.
what would be the point, TK? What would be the point of working your butt off, saving your money, and buying a house when at the end of the day, the Indians are just gonna take it back? Like, if you want to segregate some people now, let's. Oh, is that what I said last time? Maybe
We've
that's
mentioned
what it
them a
was
few
about.
times. But listen, so
This is
far a
not.
lot of Indians have been
I'm
buying the houses I have for sale.
native
So
Indians, TK. We're talking native
cheers to
Indians.
that.
No,
Hey.
we're talking about property rights in BC, Quebec,
Yeah.
across Canada. I mean, we've all bore witness to these goddamn, what do they call them? Recitals? We like acknowledgments, the goddamn land acknowledgments before everything that is literally saying, hey guys, we took your land.
We'll just
Thanks. Thanks for this land.
we gave you September 30th already. Now you want the land too.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man. Yeah, the new one in
Shankofi
Quebec.
Square, whatever
Are we
the fuck
talking?
that's called.
Yeah, all the namings and like we gave you all the names, we gave you the street
What else
names,
do you want?
you know.
Just
But
your
you know what it is
land.
I avoided this last week because it's such a sensitive topic because really they did get screwed by the government in many ways from other perspectives. And obviously they have a really hard time in these like reserves and stuff like that. Like they're pretty nasty places in some respect. But you know, when it comes to like the business side of them, like when you start having these guys who are like, you know, lawyers and they've got their legal teams and they're fighting the white man's law, they use the rights against us. And
Yeah.
the guy's quoting treaties in Quebec. He's quoting is like, you guys broke the treaty from 1793. We signed that treaty. Our forefathers, you know, you
Yeah.
owe us the land. How come we never got all the reparations? And it's just like, oh my God,
I don't think
he's
Indians
right.
talk like that, though. You're
I know,
doing
but
a
I'm
horrible Indian. You're doing a great, like, early Canadian settler voice,
that's
though.
what they sounded back in 1793. So I was
Right.
just doing that in
Got it.
1793 voice
Okay.
impression of a
Got it.
native.
Of
Yeah.
a native Indian.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
But it's the reality though. It's the reality is like where do
The
we draw the line?
reality.
Now this guy in Quebec is not coming after people's houses like the one in the BC where the lands along the river belong to people. This one is
Yeah.
only government land.
Yeah.
But he's like just
Parks and,
throwing $5 billion if you
yeah.
don't mind.
And Parliament Hill, and the main park. No, but this is crazy because did you see the video of the guy who can't renew his mortgage now in BC? The lender's like, it's not even yours, man. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter that you've been paying this mortgage for the last 30, 40, 50 years, whatever the hell it is.
I didn't see the video. I read what you sent me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But he
I
owned the
mean,
house for 50 years.
the
He
guy's
still
owned
got a
the
mortgage?
19. That's what I said. Okay. That's what I said too. And I got a
Yeah.
little grilled online,
And
but I was like, what the fuck did you do wrong that you
yeah.
bought this thing in 1975 and you still got a mortgage? Like, it's not like there's a beautiful new mansion on it with a
Yeah. He's on
pool.
like his like fourth marriage, that guy. You know?
I don't know if he's on his fourth marriage or like,
Yeah.
I think he's a farmer. So maybe it's just to like keep the farm alive. He had
Maybe
to
he doesn't want to
mortgage a
sell.
place, right?
Yeah.
I'm not selling to you goddamn
So that's
developers,
yeah.
right? Anyways, but like it's fucking crazy. So like what's off limits? Like what isn't Indian reserve land in Canada technically? Like where does the line get drawn? Is my house, TK? Like do I have
No,
to worry about getting my refinance done?
there's arrows buried in your backyard.
There very well may
But there is a
be
justification.
things
And
in the
without being
backyard.
facetious, there is justification based on any claim that any land anywhere could potentially be up for grabs. So, I mean, yeah, somebody's got to nip this in the bud. and they've got to like handle this properly. And I just don't think that the Liberal government has the stones.
This episode is brought to you by Shrubs.me.
They say AI is taking everyone's jobs, and honestly, no one knows whose is safe. But here's the thing. When you own your audience, your content, and your brand, you don't wait for someone else to save you. You build your own future. Shrubs puts everything you create in one beautiful hub. More reach, more fans, more income. Shrubs.me. Your future, your rules. And when you get there, I'll be right there with you, helping you thrive and grow.
The stones. To
Yeah.
do what? To go ahead with this?
To
Ruling? It's like a
no, to
ruling.
fight them and to be able to like
To
put in some
fight
new
them.
policy. Yeah.
Oh no.
Listen.
So what does that mean? What does that mean for everybody in that area of BC where the lenders has said no? I mean, I don't know how many people there are.
You got to wait for the courts, but they've always got ways to pass new bills. The government's always got ways to be able to vote things in, to be able to make things law. Like that's just what you do. So they'll find a way that they'll just be like, hey, as of this date, or as of a new maybe what do they call that? The statute. When you have a certain amount of
limitation.
statute of limitations, yeah. So, the certain like statute of limitations or something like that they can issue. Like they got ways to be able to find, new laws that could be created to protect this from ever happening again. Because at the end of the day, it's BS. They're just fighting some sort of loophole in order to be able to have this stuff make it into the courts and obviously get media attention, right?
So what's that guy going to do, for God's sakes? Or I mean, imagine the cascading effect that's going to.
For now, those guys in BC, like I wouldn't touch anything in Richmond. I wouldn't touch anything in Richmond.
So okay, so now they're not going to renew. So what do? You stop paying the mortgage now, and then what's the next move? Somebody tries to kick you out of the house, or you?
I don't know how the laws work in BC and how they differ from here, but basically, as long as like if he's got a residential mortgage there, as long as he's been paying the bills, then they would be renewing his mortgage.
But they're not renewing
at an open
because
rate.
It's not his, so he shouldn't pay the mortgage anymore if it's not his.
No, because there's still because part of his mortgage agreement is still in his name and under the registration of that land under their land registry or land titles, however it works in BC. So there's no way that he could justify saying, "Well, I don't own the land anymore, and you can't give me the mortgage on it."
He should get a refund. He should get all his money back.
The mortgagee can simply carry on accepting payments from him. Maybe they don't want to renew for a longer term, but it would go to like an open loan. So maybe they have the right to do that and not renew a term for him.
It's a fraudulent mortgage.
If you love the Blue Jays, like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, I wonder what that's going to accomplish. Is that going to be good? Where are you looking? Why are you looking that way? TK. I mean, why does that guy have to be the guy that gets fucked? Why can't that guy make it out like a
he's probably just
some compensation?
He's probably in a unique situation. I don't know all the details, but he's probably in a unique situation where his type of mortgage, like it's not just the fact that the land's there, but the lender's like, this guy's 50 years, own the property. He's 85. He's got no income. He's mortgaged to the tits. He's been borrowing forever. We really don't want to renew. Oh, yeah, that's right. The native land.
It's on native land.
Yeah, ruling. We just want our money back. So they want him to sell. They just want their money back. So it's more likely that's the case here, from what I'm reading in the article, with very little information.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think just the fact that it would cascade. So people just want to make stories now. You think this is not serious?
The headline grabber. I'm not saying it's not serious, but it's a headline grabber that, maybe this guy, it was a consideration for them, but also maybe it's a private mortgage. Maybe there's some, it's a farm mortgage. Like there's all sorts of different things that could be at play here. Darryl.
This has been brewing for a while. Like we've heard about this kind of coming down the pipes for a while, and people have been, waving the flag saying this is not going to be a good thing. And now you see, yeah, oh my God, you're right. Not only is it not a good thing, who in their right mind, what bank, what lender is going to say, yeah, for sure I'll lend you money on that property? I heard of a store.
Going forward, I would see it being an issue, but anybody who's currently got debt on the property won't have any issues based on how things work here in Ontario. Now, that guy's situation could be different.
that guy's situation could be different. So there was a story that came out about a deal. I think it was a commercial building that was supposed to get like $100 million loan. I believe it was out in BC. I could be making this up completely. I
Okay.
don't
It's a
remember
good
where
story
this
though.
came from.
Yeah.
The story is, TK. The story is that um the funding disappeared after
Yeah.
this ruling. And
Yeah.
there's one side of the story that's taking your position where it's like there were other factors. This is just maybe the straw that broke the camel's back. But again, it's like, how can you lend against something that may or may not be theirs right now?
Yeah. $100 million
Across,
commercial mortgages. That those guys are pulling the plugs. I guarantee it.
well, what about a
Why would you
house
want
for
to?
$600,000 somewhere near there where there's a
A,
family?
a new mortgage might be difficult to obtain. Absolutely.
What about a renewal? A renewal crisis in the making, TK.
So as far as the renewal goes, in the sense of like, will they lock on another term? No, they might go open. They might refuse to sign another 5-year term with you. They might say, no, we're going open here, and those are the rates, and we'll see how this plays out. Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out. How does
Yeah.
that
But think about all the
open
people who
meaning?
couldn't afford anymore. They had higher interest rates. They had no jobs. They had all sorts of stuff. They still get their mortgage renewed at the end of their term. They just can't renew at favorable rates. So they're going to be at an open rate, and it's going to be a
Yeah, but
higher monthly payment for them.
we're not talking about like maybe losing a job, or maybe your bills are a little bit more than your income, or whatever ratios they're using. We're talking about the land
Okay,
may
I
not be
understand. I
theirs.
know, fear mongerer. I
It's not
know.
fear.
It
It's
is. 100% it
why.
is. Because there's no way that these rulings are all going to stand at the end of the
Hmm.
day.
All right.
There's no way that they are.
All
Think
right.
about it. I almost said we beat the natives a long time ago, but
We
The British beat the natives. We need to bring the British back. All right, someone
we
get on the
do.
phone, call up King Charles, and said, "Send the troops. We need some help again." But listen, I don't know all the details. That's the truth, but I know for sure that this will not stand, and that it's great news right now, and that
Yeah.
it's enough. It's enough. The fear mongering government haters who they hate whatever government's in power, they hate those guys. Because I noticed that people equally hate me if I like anything that has to do with the federal government or provincial government, and we got a liberal on the federal side and conservatives on
Yeah.
the provincial side. So there's just no winning. It's just I hate the government rhetoric. That's all it
Well,
is.
people do call Ford a liberal, but that's a whole other story. Okay,
Sure.
so on top of all that shit right now, TK, which is
Yeah.
a nothing burger for you, which
Okay.
is par for the course. Okay,
Good.
people are saying it's worse than the 1990s. Just 28 new condos sold in the old city of Toronto in September, new data shows. A
Mm.
total of 155, 155 TK new condo units sold across the greater Toronto area.
Boom.
Oh my goodness gracious. This is I mean, I can't imagine that those sales end up going through. Maybe some of them are in luxury boutique buildings, TK, but like
Oh, that could be
the rest
standing
of them,
inventory.
maybe a little
Most of them are
standing
standing inventory.
inventory.
I
Yeah.
don't think any of them are like 4 or 5 year out pre-con launches.
Well, so, but it's interesting. So you have that going on, and then you
Yeah.
sent me an article where, like, it seemed like sales are increasing in condos, and that inventory is
That was
not.
resale. The
Yeah,
resale Treb report I gave you?
yeah,
That's resale. It's different.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah.
like you've got resale kind of like maybe absorbing a little bit better right now, and the new stuff like.
Mm.
I mean, these stats are also skewed by the amount of non-launches, right? Like,
I'm,
there's
I'm I'm
not.
definitely getting more buyers right now for condos coming out of the woodwork. People are kind of just like, all right, it doesn't make sense to buy a condo now. I'm gonna rent it out. I'm gonna, live in it. Young people are thinking about living in condos. Some investors, but a lot of end users and stuff like that too. So, uh, just quickly, so this is like you get a condo report released from Treb. So they've got basically the Q3 2025 showing that sales were up, marginally 2.5% since Q3 2024. Number of new listings was down, but active listings are up. So it's overall you're showing that there's some more standing inventory. Prices 6.4% lower, the average price for like that's like the whole GTA. And just in Toronto, still was down from last year as well too. So I mean, that's just no surprises there, right? You have more inventory coming up, prices are coming down. Sales had done a little bit better Q3 than they were last year. Like it was a real ghost town. I think now it's actually because sellers adjusted their expectations, and so now the people who really need to sell, there are people like I'll tell you about my sales this week. That was a good week, but people are now saying, "Hey, it's way less than I thought, but I don't want to see the end of this movie. I just want to be able to get out now. I'll take what I can and I'll move on with the money that the market is telling me it's worth. And if that takes me 3 or 4 months to come to that conclusion, then that's what it is."
So that's
And
from the
that's
seller
the seller
perspective.
perspective. So the reason there was an uptick in sales, sure, there's an increase in activity, but it was because sellers were dropping their prices and that sellers were willing to take lower offers and agents are this is another really important factor that everyone thinks, well, the agents or agents have
Useless.
a big part of the market, and that an agent's skill in order to be able to communicate to his seller about is that a good offer or not, and what's the forecast on the market and whether or not they should sell has increased over the last 3 years because every other agent doesn't know what they're doing. When we interview pre-con agents come and they want to go into resale, useless. Like useless. They have no skills whatsoever because
Yeah.
everything they ever did was just like fill out
Order
this form.
sheet.
There's
Yeah.
1,500 people who want to buy it. And
Yeah.
that if you don't fill out this form in the next 5 minutes, somebody else will give me your driver's license and some checks and you're going to get a sale. And that's all they know. So
Yeah.
like when they get into this whole environment of like a seller moaning and crying and talking about their losses and having their life falling apart on them and all that stuff like that, the pre-con agents don't know. They're literally saying, I can't deal with this seller, and we're getting referrals from people and saying like I can't deal with this guy anymore. I have
But it's
people
not only
call me all the
pre-con.
time.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you've been doing this a long time. You've got training to deal with people in certain situations. You have empathy, TK. You listen to people, not me, but I'm not paying you, but like you do listen to your clients and you work your ass off. More like the new agents or the not inexperienced, but the ones that have just coasted through like the fucking best market of all
They
time.
started in 2019 and they've been crushing it, and then all of a sudden they're going,
Whatever,
oh
they're in that same boat where they're fucking useless, right? They were able to
yeah,
fill out a template or have the girl at the office, they were selling so much shit that they had an assistant that could fill out all the stuff, right? Now they're
yeah.
like, they can barely even afford a car. Maybe they're renting a car to keep up the Instagram videos. Most people right now are not able to sell or deal with the clients, or the clients can't deal with them because they're like, this guy doesn't fucking know what he's doing. That happens way sooner in a down market, especially like this, when you're like desperate as hell, right?
Yeah.
But over the years and dealing with all this shit, you people can actually rely on you to do this stuff. Most people out there are not trained for these scenarios. They no, this doesn't happen. This is fucked right now. It's
But
it's worse
that's
than the
part of it.
90s, they're saying.
Yeah, the new construction stuff. I mean, you see those sales down the way they are. When does it rebound? When does pre-con now become valuable
How?
again? So we've got
How?
obviously, so we've got a couple things in the works. Okay, you don't believe that they're going to remove development charges. I
No,
believe.
I know actually that's
Oh,
what's going on.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
believe development charges are going to be drastically reduced in order to be able to revive the pre-construction market. That's the direction we're going in. I don't know how it's going to look, but they're talking about it. That
It's
new
happening.
bill, we'll tie back into this afterwards because we've got to talk about how part of that bill got changed. But they're now talking about the provincial part of the HST for first-time buyers up to $1 million homes. So that's going to be removed. So now you're going to have a 13% perceived discount on the new construction of a home. So now, as a builder, when you don't have to pay that HST, you know what that looks like when you start calculating. You do all your numbers, and you go, "Oh, and I have to add 13% on all
No, I
this."
have to take out 13%
Well,
because
you know
the
what I'm
sale
saying.
price
Yeah,
includes it,
on
right?
top of your expenses, yeah, and then you only get a $24,000 credit. Like afterwards, it's just like it's nothing. So now it's 130,000 instead of the 24. And then obviously over a million, they're going to scale it down until it's about 1.5, where you would max out at the minimum of $24,000 credit. So it's a pretty significant change, right? If all other things are equal,
Bless you,
then
TK.
saving 100 grand on a new build will help put the price tag down lower for people. Development charges, that'll be a big swing, right, for people to be able to get this back online. But when does that happen, Daryl? When does pre-con become something that people want to buy again?
Well, and this is the thing. And so somebody I was included in a they asked my opinion on a bill that was being proposed. And the problem is that the bills are always to suggest to do a study. You know, it's always first stage is the study. And then, you know, that takes a long time for them to get their shit together, to hire the consultants, to put it out there, to get the feedback back and to turn it into something that they can get like people's support on and vote through. Okay. Like this doesn't just go, okay, this is a great idea, everybody. I think we should do this. And everybody goes, yeah, fuck yeah. Do it right away. Like put some prompt in Chat GPT and let's make the law and just put it in. I don't know why that can't happen, but it doesn't. It's going to take a year to get the feedback back on the bill proposal, right? It's like, so I don't know. When do they get rid of development charges?
That's the
6
question.
months? Like it can't take less than that. They're talking about it though. They're
Yeah.
talking about it. And they're saying like, hey, Darryl,
Yeah.
for real, like, hey, guess what? Like I'm working on this right now.
Yeah.
And this guy, he gets shit done, man.
He's a do-getter. He's a go dunner.
He's a good junior.
Right?
Yeah.
So these are
He's one of
these are
those.
the conversations that are happening. So that's why,
These
based
are
on everything that
happening.
I've seen, is anything in the development world that's been talked about long enough as being an issue, eventually the politicians listen. And that I think that
Well,
they've got right now a lot of pressure from them, from their constituents, that the housing market has got some issues and that things need to be solved. And that building more and creating more affordable properties is what people want. Now, sellers right now want prices to go up again. Okay.
and even people aren't selling,
Not
just
not
owners.
not looking, not likely.
Yeah.
Not likely. There's
Not tomorrow.
affordable housing measures coming through the pipelines from the government. If you've
Yes.
got a brand new 3,000 square foot house that is now 13, 14, 15, 20% cheaper because of tax relief, right? Through the HST and development charges and all that stuff. Why would they want to buy your used home, Mr. Seller, in your neighborhood that you haven't updated since 1993? You know, why are they going to pay you more money when they can go and get a brand new home in that subdivision a little bit further north from where you are, right? And that's what
Yeah.
happened in the 90s. I had really great stories from people who were like, I bought in the 90s and then the builder 2 years later built bigger and better homes for cheaper just north of me. And then that builder again got another subdivision 2 years after that and built even bigger and better. And they kept building bigger and better. So finally you got a 10-year-old house and someone can get it a house for less money and larger, more updated just down the street. So obviously, you know, your price dropped by half.
Yeah.
Right? Back then.
Yeah.
That's what will happen. And we're gonna have more land. We're gonna have more opportunities. I'm not saying it's greenbelt land. That's you know, I happen to have a land owners group that I get some memos from that's working towards that. That are some big players that are you know working on getting a proposal over for the greenbelt to be changed again, and that's something that's going to happen, right? Like that's something that they're going to propose at least. And then you've got just a lot of other areas too that are like urban planning and stuff like that too. They unlocked a lot of areas and put them into the urban boundary and all sorts of communities. So infrastructure is nearby. You know, it might be a 10-year plan, but at the end of the day, there's land that's not in the green belt that could be built on once once the infrastructure's there.
Well, I mean, if we're looking at a 10-year outlook, then we can be a hell of a lot rosier. But like, if we're looking down the near term shoot that's sitting in front of us, TK,
Sure.
right? Like the way out of this thing can't be fast enough because they can't move fast enough or they won't move fast enough. And that idea of the owners not wanting prices to come down, I think is a major factor. But at some point, okay, so like one of the big differences between now and back then is that I believe that this is true, that wages were much closer to prices back then. Right now, the gap is just extraordinarily gigantic in comparison.
Sure.
And so back then, I think things had a
The price
different
to income ratio was a lot lower.
well, but so right, like it has to be a combination of income, price, and interest rates, right? All mixed together to make something worthwhile again for some group of people, right? And so now, like, wages aren't gonna fucking catch up. Like, that's
But
off the
can we
table.
can we can we talk about that quickly? Like
Yeah.
we got burned from this last time,
We
but
got what?
we got killed for this in the comments last time.
We
But
did?
like, how many people do you know making 60 grand or less?
60 grand or less?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I
And
mean,
that's like,
maybe a few people, but
but that's like, the average income,
the average income is two people making 60 grand.
right? And so you can only name a couple people who make 60 grand or less. Like,
Yeah, like
really? Like, you also have to remember there's a ton of people. So when I talked to somebody the other day who was talking about mortgage qualifications, they told me that 60% of the people in their community, Chinese
yeah.
community, get like fake mortgages. They're just like, everybody does. I got a fake mortgage, you got a fake mortgage. Everybody just, you pay the guy to do the paperwork. So their incomes are way higher than stated. You're talking about an entire community. I heard of Brampton mortgages. I'm assuming that the people who live in Brampton predominantly is Indian. I imagine a percentage of them also have got those type of mortgages. That's what
Mhm.
we're assuming. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that I deal with many people getting fake mortgages ever, but the numbers are out there, and anecdotally, this is what I'm hearing. So, like, the average income is way higher than it really is. And that people are saying, well, the incomes haven't kept up. But like,
The
I deal with a lot of
stated the
people. They can only record what people are claiming to CRA, but the amount of people who are making money, people in our comments seem to be very wealthy. I don't know what's going on in those comments, what they're up to, but people have got investment incomes, they've got their T4 incomes, they've got their business incomes.
Mhm.
People are making a lot more money now than they ever did before.
More than they're stating, you're saying.
And the income to price ratio recording today, the same way that it was recorded in the 90s, is inaccurate.
Okay.
It's inaccurate because of the amount of money that people are making off the books today compared
Mhm.
to how it was before. Right. And then you've got a huge population growth. So, of course, you're going to have a bunch of people brought in their grandparents and stuff like that who are like making $0. And those are contributing to our average income.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, they're all being supported by the people in the same house, being paid for by the people who are making six figures.
Right.
People are making six figures. And I get it. Some people aren't. I'm not saying that's like a bad thing. There's people who love their job and they're great at it and everything else. But people are making six figures these days. That's why
But
they can afford the houses and the
TK,
prices.
even six figures. I mean, I don't know what six figure you're talking about, but like, right. So
$101,000.
like if you're just at like in the even between 100 and 200 grand a year is not a lot of fucking money right now, TK.
And that's what I'm trying to say. And if it was a lot of money, then you would be able to buy more with it. But the reason that you can't buy more with it is because everyone else has it and they are spending their money on those other things. This is why prices have come up. That's why inflation's much higher than actually is reported, is because incomes are actually much higher than what people are reporting. And there's a lot more money out there than the government can track, right? And that's why there's so much competition, which creates inflation, which is why we're in the situation we're in. So everybody talks about this, and I know a guy, and I only make 35,000. Like, okay, there are people out there, but the homeowners, I'm dealing with all the people buying houses. I'm asking my friends. I'm talking about, they're making really good money. I got friends who are just working average jobs, and some of them they make really really good money, like well over six figures. And I never even thought about that. 10 years ago, I would have thought that those type of jobs would be under six figures. But no, they do really, really well. And then they got bonuses, and some have got commission jobs, and some have got all sorts of things to earn. And there's a ton of people in that category. And those are the people who are buying houses. So everyone's like, well, who's buying houses? Those people. those are the ones buying houses. They're the ones qualifying for it. The rest, yeah, maybe you got to rent.
Yeah. And so what happens? So did you see okay, so condos not being built, not getting sold, that is going to cause a problem at some point,
Don't
TK.
buy a pre-construction condo right now unless it's at One Thelma in Forest Hill.
That's
All the
right.
other projects you're going to lose money on.
You're going to get crushed. Don't even do it. But okay, so while that's all happening, we have more purpose-built rentals being built than I think ever or since
In
in the
50
last
years.
50
In 50 years.
years, right?
24,893 purpose-built renters under construction.
Under construction.
Not under application, because I know that was a big deal for you before.
Yeah,
Was that a
under
lot of them weren't going to
construction.
happen.
This is across Canada, keep in mind. Okay. I think.
hold on.
Maybe no. This
It's
is
Urbanation Report.
Action
It's
GTA,
GTA,
This is
GTHA.
GTA.
Yeah,
24,000 purpose-built rental units under
under
construction in the
construction as of Q3.
GTA.
I know. I
Yeah,
told
that's a
you things
lot,
are
eh?
there. Things are moving.
That's a
Now they
lot.
said this. So they said that 18,000 units were submitted for development applications so far this year, 69% increase from the same period last year. Additionally, many planned condo projects have pivoted to rental. A total of 27,000 units in 61 projects that previously submitted a condo development application have switched their application to purpose-built rental. So those are,
27,000 or
yeah,
2,700?
27,000 units in 61 projects. Okay, that was in
Whoa.
addition to the 9 canceled condo projects
I guess
that
they
were active
figured
in
out how to
development.
make them rentals
Yeah,
on paper.
yeah. So
Whoa.
bottom line is that's a ton of inventory that is going to be coming up onto the market as rentals, driving rental prices down.
But they still say that even with those record rentals being built,
Yeah,
when that intersects with the lack of
condos.
condos being built,
Yeah.
we are way short from historical averages.
We're
Now,
doing, I think we have a record this year of like 31,000 completions for condos. So yeah,
right.
if we've only got 24,000 right now under construction, it's safe to say we won't be hitting those 30,000 units next year. Next year condo projections are 17,000. That's the projected
That's
by
half.
Urbanation
That's like
for
off a
condos.
cliff.
Yeah.
And then
And
after
so
that, it's even more than half of that.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how worse it gets, right? Yeah.
But there, what's still in question for me
Yeah.
now, which it wasn't before, obviously, I was under the same spell as everybody else, is do we have a goddamn shortage of units? Okay. Or like, right? Because obviously, right now, there's a whole bunch of extra. There's no doubt about that.
Okay.
Obviously, at some point in the future,
Yeah.
not too far away, I guess depending on how long it takes for all these to absorb, there's nothing coming down the pipe. So
Yeah.
if you think about it logically, there should be a point in time where it's like there's nothing to rent and there's nothing to buy, and basically as absorbed as you can get is where we're going to be sitting.
Yeah.
And so what does that do for rents and for prices?
Well, I definitely don't think we
Happens.
should stop building. Like I'm not like we
It's
got
not a
enough. We
choice.
got
It's not a
enough. But we have
choice.
to continue to push. Population's going to grow, all that kind of stuff. But we have to build the right units, and that we definitely don't want to get into a situation in China. The amount of overbuilding that they had over there, demolishing
Yeah.
buildings.
That's just part
Okay,
of the business plan. We're
I,
just
I
gonna knock them over
there are
after.
buildings. There's so many buildings right there. I'm gonna say thousands because it's probably true. Thousands of buildings that were built where only a few people closed, a few sales were made. There's a few people living in them, and the rest is just empty, and they're just concrete shells because they don't finish them over there. And it's like a bunch of people,
Crazy.
and the prices have dropped by 50% in a lot of areas, right? So there is overbuilding. So like we don't want to get into overbuilding. Like that's my main concern. Condos in Florida, like there's a ton of places that have overbuilt in the history of time. And so I don't think that
Yeah.
Toronto wants to go through that. We don't want to go through that. We
Are
don't
we
want a
not
period
going through it right now?
of overbuilding.
We're not there.
No, I don't think so.
Currently, we were
I
like
just
there
I just
a
think that
few months ago.
I think
No?
the pace needs to slow down, and that's what's happening. So to me, I believe that this is a good thing, that completions will even out over the next couple years, and that we'll be able to ensure that all the units that we built, because we built a ton over the last few years, will be occupied from future population growth. And then we can kind of see what kind of units we need, so that we're building the right types and we're doing it responsibly. Because when they were just building it as fast as they can to put a piece of paper and a worksheet in front of a bunch of investors, there was the logic wasn't there. The planning department really screwed up on that big time. They shouldn't have allowed so many of the smaller units to be made. That
Right.
should have
They
been something
forced it, actually.
that should have been something that they were controlling. Are you a real estate agent and you're looking to make a change? Anywhere in Ontario, guess what? We're hiring. Franklin Associates, #1 team in the GTA for all REMAX teams, #1 team for all teams from all companies for number of units sold throughout Toronto. So if you're looking to make a change, best decision I ever made was to join Franklin Associates. Go to jointeamleo.com and we can set up a call.
Well, so in order for that to be true, TK, there
Yeah.
has to be a period of overbuilding, right? That you're recovering from. Like this is what's happening now.
Yeah.
What should have happened
31,000 completions this year.
more
Yeah,
than ever
that's we're there now. Yeah.
more than ever at the worst
It-
time
we
possible is not
exactly.
like not overbuilding.
Yeah.
So what would be great, like we've said in the past, is like okay, we know that there's 100,000 people coming in because we've given them green cards or passports or whatever the fuck we do here.
We have
We give them
PRs,
right.
permanent residency.
You're allowed to no. Not permanent residency because
Work
they're
visa?
already fucking here for 10 years by the time they get
They
their
might have been on a
permanent
work
residency.
visa, student visa, and then they converted
Anybody
to.
that's given permission to come here that needs
Yeah.
to like live inside, okay?
Yeah.
Though if you check both of if you would like to come here and live inside,
Yeah.
we need to have a spot already ready for you that you're
Yes.
happy with.
And if you're
right?
thinking about coming here and you need PR, message us because we will be doing
We can
fake
sponsor
marriages.
you. Yeah.
We'll be doing fake marriages. We'll be connecting different listeners, Canadian citizens and foreign visitors together for marriage, for immigration purposes. So Darryl and I are starting a new business.
We never knew what to funnel the show towards, TK.
Yeah.
You just hit a grand slam with that.
Well, because we must have a lot of foreign viewers. Yeah, of course.
Right? We must have people that want those brides as well watching the show. I mean, the chances of that not
or
being
husbands or husbands. Yeah.
I guess it goes the other way too, although I don't know how often.
Didn't you see the 90-day visa,
90-day fiance
show? Yeah, some of them were women who did. Everyone saw at least a couple episodes.
Yes. My wife
Some of them
loves that show.
Some of them were women looking for men. So yeah,
It's true actually.
Now we're 90-day fiancing this Canadian real estate show, guys. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. I
move
think
on.
that could be lucrative. I mean, in a, it's bad out there, TK. I mean, I was at a party the other day. Holy cow, man! Like retail, I wouldn't want to be in. Well, and what's funny is
What does that mean? Like what?
Certain retail.
How are those
TK,
things connected? Was it like people at the party, or
people
was it
at the
just like
party that own
people weren't
businesses?
dressed very well, or like what was it?
Well, that's a good point. I did not back that up with anything. Thank you. So business owners in retail, certain retail are just not having a good time, TK.
Really?
It's not getting good out there. It's getting bad out there. I even spoke to my partner who up until now we thought his business was recession proof and even it is not growing.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of it's R&D and infrastructure, but the point is it's also sales are down for God's sakes and margins are down and like tariffs are still a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
It is rough out there. It is like, it's crazy how, I mean, I don't know anybody that lost their job, or at least I don't know anybody that's admitted to losing their job.
We had a closing this week. The buyer lost the job the day before closing and the bank pulled the mortgage.
Oh, Jesus.
They were like, "Oh, we called your employer to see if you were still working there, Mr. Smith."
Double checking.
And guess what they said? They said that they laid you off 2 weeks ago and you didn't tell us.
Oh,
you need a co-signer. So what they did was they actually paid a family member who had a good job, T4 income, good job, a young person, not married, paid them to be on the
Bucked for life. Oh boy, nice
said,
guys.
It's a family member, but they
$1,000,
said
bro.
here because it was like they lose their first time buyer thing, whatever. So they're like, you come on title with us and we'll actually pay you.
Oh, that poor kid is fucked now.
Right.
Because this guy just lost. How's he paying for this thing? Like, honestly, right?
We'll figure that out later. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I got savings.
don't
I got a
worry.
credit card. I got a line of credit.
After 7 years, the bankruptcy will be off your record. I'll pay for everything. Oh my God.
But just to pump the market.
What a great idea.
Can I pump the market a little bit?
I feel like you kind of have been the whole episode, but
nothing's new then.
No, nothing's new. You
So
liberal.
So this week alone already had 2 firm deals and 2 sold conditional.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, where and what? Give us some.
And one on the market for months finally firmed up at a much lower price than we wanted. Another one they had listed with another agent. I sold it firm to a builder, 50 grand under asking. It was really rough condition. We had
builder. Hold on, let's talk about this one, TK. This is interesting. Okay, so what do we got?
18 foot lot at Oakwood and St. Clair.
18 by what? Like
100,
80 or some stupid shit.
100, like a
This is a builder. Why the fuck did he want this stupid little thing? To do what?
he's going to build a home,
A single family home on an
single
18
family
foot
home.
lot?
Yeah.
How much was this stupid thing?
650.
650 for a stupid little lot that you got to build
Yeah.
like a 4-story monstrosity
Across
on.
the street is a fiveplex, same lot.
Is
4
this-
units with one in the basement.
Okay. So you threw the word plex in. So now I'm starting to think they're an investor looking to do
Yep.
some kind
Chinese
of
investor.
rental building. Okay.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Conditional ones, like a newer build in a Etobicoke where the guy like topped up his bungalow. So that one's sold conditional. And then another one that's a real rough one in Scarborough. That one's sold conditional too. I don't want to give too much details, but
Hold on, the one that
pricing. One of them I've got asking. The other one was 15,000 under asking.
So okay, so clearly over asking is not happening. Are there people still setting up bidding wars these days?
I had a bidding war
war
this week with with
What?
an offer that was like lower, and then we didn't take it. We signed it back. Didn't go anywhere.
This is
And then
on
I'm
the
getting-
sell side. You were on the sell
Yeah,
side.
yeah. And
Okay.
it was just because the seller wanted more money. So I said, okay, let's list it at this price, which he thought was low, but I knew was a good price. And then we'll hold offers. So if it's worth more, we'll have a lineup. And we had lots of showings. But, in the end, people who came through were just like, needs too much work or whatever. So bottom line is we're on the market now at a good price. We just keep carrying on. But that was called the, the offer
No.
date I call it the no offer, the no offer date. But,
Yeah.
but there was one offer. It just wasn't a good offer.
The bad offer day. Not to be confused.
It was really unrealistic. Like the number they came in, I was just like, this doesn't make sense.
Well, so none of those sound good for the sellers, and I imagine the sellers.
What do you mean? I got
all-
asking price on one. I got 15,000 under on the next one. The builder
Doesn't
one, the
matter.
18-foot lot. Who wants to buy that? You just said it's a piece of crap. Now all of a
I'm
sudden,
not saying it's a piece of crap. I'm just
You said
saying,
who would
like,
buy that? Now all of a sudden she
why?
didn't do well. She sold it. She needed
But-
to, and she needed to sell too. Like she was
Well, that's
in
the
trouble.
thing. Well, but
She
see,
needed to
this is-
sell. There was no options.
But this is what I'm saying: is it doesn't sound like in any of those scenarios, they could be. Who could be happy with the price right now? Everybody's price
No
is
seller
lower
is
than what
happy.
they right. Like it's
No seller's happy.
everything is worse than they thought it would be.
Yeah.
In every scenario, unless
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know, fucking mental. Unless
So-
you've owned it, unless you were the guy in BC who
Yeah.
doesn't own it on Aboriginal land.
He's already refinanced out like 18 times what he actually paid for the property.
No,
so
but
he's
the guy
already
has no
up.
mortgage, or he's fine, or he can sell it for any number. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
because he's winning like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference. So how many of those are out there? Because those guys fuck up the markets too. I had one of those guys on my street. That guy,
Yeah.
I wanted to fucking.
So I went to this house down in like Casa Loma area. Okay, this week, not far from the project that I went to, that opening project, the one.
Yes,
party.
yes.
And so I talked to these people. They had it listed. Price was just like out to lunch. This is what their agent did. The agent came in and said, "Yeah, what price would you like?" "Oh, okay." Sign the listing.
We'll try
okay?
that. Yeah.
Then the day before closing, he's like, "Oh, your house is garbage. Your house is this." Da, 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 da. Like no, like at all. Like
We need to drop the house the price by $1 million.
hundreds of thousands, hundreds
Yeah.
of thousands of dollars, because he just got them to sign the listing because that's
Yeah.
what they wanted, right? They refused. They said no. It's like we go on the market tomorrow. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Then they would like call him, and it would take him like weeks to get back to him and all that stuff. Like it was just a mess.
Yeah.
I never heard of the agent, so who knows? But it doesn't matter. It's like bottom line is that's the type of strategy that people have out there sometimes,
Yeah.
right? And so,
Somebody
anyways,
used
when
it
I
on
get
me.
there, they're just like, "Oh, well, we're gonna ask the same price we had before, and all this stuff, and we got to move here." And I was just like, "No, like this is not how this works."
Yeah.
You just did this with the last agent, and that was completely a total mess. You could have sold last spring when the house was worth more money. Now it's worth less. So I told him I'm going to go and take him out to look at houses because the same house that they've got is also for sale around the corner in a few different options. I'm going to go and take them out so they can see that their house is not as nice as the neighbors' houses, and that there's cheaper houses for sale right now. There's even cheaper
In
houses that were
Casa
nicer
Loma?
that took there's well over 2 million, but it's like, the bottom line is you've got
How can you compare stuff in Casa Loma? It's all different. Everything.
in this particular case, if I showed you, you would know what I'm talking about. And then
just a
but
typical custom home or something.
it's very similar. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. The
Got
bottom
it.
line is this. Bottom line is take him out, go and look at those houses, figure out what it is that, those other houses have that their houses doesn't have, or vice versa, so that they can get a realistic view in the market. And then I said, where you want to buy is cheaper. And so we need to go and look at those houses to make sure that those houses, you think they're worth X, but maybe they're worth X minus 10, 20%, because there's always a delta that you're trying to reach in order to be able to move. So there's a process you got to go through with people today. You don't just go there and list it. They want more money than their house is worth. Like every seller wants more money. So if you just go in there and go, let's take the listing at the price you want, like you're screwing them. Like you're totally going to mess up their whole
Well, so
result.
you said something interesting there, and you
Yeah.
said like this is how you got to do it now with them.
Yeah.
And the problem, TK, or one of the problems, there's many problems. I mean,
Sure.
everybody fucked this whole thing up, but everybody should have been doing that the whole fucking time. Nobody had time to even do that before, but agents should have been doing that.
But if a seller
same
says they
work.
want to sell and
Why
they
are
want
you buying
800,
it? No, agents should have been like, why the fuck would you pay 100 grand more than asking on this thing?
sure.
This is
agreed.
fucking stupid. And the appraisers should have been like, there's no fucking way this thing is worth 100 grand more. Right? 3 months ago, it was like, this is crazy. Stop it. Like somebody should have said, enough is enough. This is stupid, and sued all the appraisers and sued all the agents.
I just had 2 appraisals come back this week. Okay. So this is the land deal I'm doing. And the guy sent me the first one because I guess he got that one first.
With a warning first? With like a warning?
And he's like, oh, the appraisal came in lower. Like,
yeah, for
and I'm just
sure
like,
it did.
Right. And so I see the number. I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm like, this is low. Right. I'm like, but the house is like, we need some work and stuff like that. And I was like, shoot, we might have a problem to solve here. Then he sent me the other one. And the other one, I'm like really confident in the pricing because it's a fantastic lot. It's a big house and there's a great comp up the street. And that one came in way too low. It came in like 200 grand lower than it's supposed to. I'm like,
oh, no.
What kind of game you think you're playing with me here? He's trying to squeeze us for money because the conditions are up on Monday. I'm like, buddy, thank you very much. I sent him my comps. I said, your appraiser's a nut job and good luck. Get your financing. We put it back in the market. I don't care. I got a lineup of people for this place.
TK, it's like,
and now I know what he's going to do too. So I've got all the info and it's a great play. He flipped the last one. This one he's buying for like over 2, and that he flipped the last one that he did for like 5.7. So if this guy drops this deal, I'll bring it to you and then I'll show you what it is. It's a cool deal. Yeah.
I'll tell you, as much as I felt like a month ago, I was like willing to look at stuff again, but now I don't feel.
This is commercial. It's not a residential deal. It's a commercial deal. Ooh. I know. See, it's a commercial deal. I'll show you.
There are some boxes that if they're all checked, a commercial deal would be fantastic.
Yeah. This one's a good one.
TK.
So, anyways, he's got till Monday to firm up or not.
I can't explain how confusing this market is right now because it's like you talk to one guy and it's the end of the fucking world and he sounds like he's gonna hang himself like next weekend, and you speak to other guys and they're like grooving and buying stuff and they got the banks behind them. And then you got guys that are expanding into Calgary and into Nova Scotia to do more deals. And,
Oh, I got another story for you.
Goodness.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a guy who calls me. He wants me to sell some estate lots. So I'm like, all right, sure. Like, $3 million. What
does that
finished
mean?
Build. Estate lots meaning that there's gonna be septic and well because they're half acre each. So it's not a subdivision
Nothing on them,
or sewers or anything like that. Exactly. He's
Nothing
done
on
the
them.
development. He's got his plan of subdivision for the area in order to be able to make
pre-construction homes with no
selling lots.
services.
Yeah.
God.
No, he's got services like electric, and he's got gas, but you have to do well and septic.
Septic, fun stuff. Got it.
Hasn't built the road yet. So, anyways, I bring it to Odine. Odine was on our show before. They do custom homes.
Oh my God,
that's in
like
in
year one.
It's in Durham. It's up their alley. Like it's not up my alley. It's like this is for her. She's an agent. She's got her whole team. She's got the builder, all this stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll call her. She's already met with the guy. They couldn't work out a deal for whatever reason. I don't know. But bottom line is, I call him back to say this is the situation. He told me exactly what you told me. So you know what, Darryl, you do know more than me in development, and I admit it's an equity issue. He can't raise the equity. Then I went and said to him, I'll look for some equity for you because you want a builder who's got equity. I said, I got another builder, but they're not that good. They're new. They're in another business. They're in an automotive related business, and that they just do like real estate on the side because they've got extra like retained earnings in their corporation and stuff. And so he says, okay, great. Let's go. Let's talk to them too, because he couldn't work out a deal with Odine or her people or some other builders. So I call up the builder and I said, hey, how's it going? Like, they tried to get me to sell a site for them before in Durham region, but it was like overpriced. And I was like, I want nothing to do with this. It's not going to work out for you guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I gave them some plans on how to try to get some stuff closed, but that was it. I just moved on. So I called them up, and they were always telling me how well funded they were and how capitalized they were and how everything was going so great and that they can hang on to it forever. So I talked to like one of the under guys. He says, oh, actually, we just went into receivership
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
Hello.
And I was like,
God
they got
damn
lots of
it.
equity, but obviously the lenders were just like, no, like you guys have been sitting on this site forever for whatever reason. You can't make payments, or if there's anything else that the lender deems to be a default, they can put them under receivership and take control of the property again. And they couldn't get those houses closed like I told them. I said, your priority is to close these bloody houses, like finish them, fix them
Get the
up.
money in.
Got the contract already from the buyers,
Yeah.
and get that money from them and move on. They didn't take that advice. So long story short is I call back the new guy, and I was like, yeah, remember that guy I told you? You're looking for equity, right? Well, yeah, they're under receivership. So no equity there. Right
Mm.
now, it doesn't look like getting equity is going to be that easy for him.
Equity is
Okay.
very difficult at the moment,
Yeah.
no matter what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
People, so I wonder what'll happen now that Carney said, we're not going to change rates anymore. Like we're good with them how they are right now.
Bank of Canada, you mean?
Yeah. What did I
Yeah.
say?
You said Carney.
Oh, Carney. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Tiff McCallum, Tiff, Big Betty
Malcolm.
Tiff.
Yeah.
Well, so they dropped rates again, and like, does that make a difference now with this?
Well, those 4 sales this week to me feels pretty good, but I don't know. It's hard to say. They're saying that they're not going to do it again. They say that this might be the end of the cycle. One of the topics, I guess, now that people are talking about is, do you go variable or do you go fixed?
Right.
Right? If we believe that we're at the end, right, of the cycle, and that by next year, end of year, they could start raising rates again.
Well, but do lenders loosen up not now that they don't think that things are gonna drop? Do people start buying now that they don't think that the rates are gonna drop any lower? Or does this and then on top of it, it's like inflation went up and they dropped rates, which is kind of counterintuitive, I think, to the mandates. Like all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff is all out of whack right now, and we're still dropping rates while inflation's going up. So what the hell happens if inflation keeps going up?
Yeah. Well, the one thing that Foch was talking about was he was saying how now we're actually negative
Yeah.
real rates now. So it's like when you look at how much the inflation rates are versus what your borrowing cost is, typically we'd have a much higher borrowing cost than we would inflation rate. And now it's reversed.
Right.
Inflation's at 2.4 and overnight rates at 2.25.
Right.
Right. So that's an interesting cycle. So that stimulates people borrowing money.
That stimulates people spending money.
Right. So
Right.
that's it. People are going to
Yeah.
be going out there and buying. So like I said, I don't know what the future holds. I still think there's a lot of downward pressure. The people I'm selling right now, they are not like, I want to sell, everything's going great. Half of them are like, I need to sell. Half of them are like, I want to move to this next chapter of my life and do all these other things, but I hate the price that my house is worth right now. Nobody's happy. So
Right.
you're trying to find solutions for people, but it's just not working out every single time. I did say no to some business that I wish I took, so that I could have tried to get things on the go, but we'll see. Maybe it'll come back.
So like, do people still have equity left over once they've sold their houses? These people that are selling
I
right
got a
now?
doctor I met this week. Doctor in his 70s, running a practice still. The lender is the one who called us to say, we want to have you guys take control of this because they owe us money on 2 properties, and it's like a family friend private mortgage. So he says,
70-year-old
please.
doctor?
So he's still working and obviously has been borrowing money. He
Oh,
built a
God.
custom home in a great neighborhood. I went to go see the property on like Tuesday or something. And it's a cool property, like location wise, but like he built a house 25 years ago that's not that great and it hasn't been updated since. It's a tough sell. It's a weird layout. It's not like what everybody would be looking for.
But where's the money, Lebowski? Like a
I guess
70-year-old
he's been
doctor
living
that's
off it.
still
So now
working.
he's basically, I'm thinking right now he's probably somewhere in the 90 to 95% loan to value, maybe. So it's like best case scenario, he walks away with nothing after you got to like pay fees and everything else.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the situation. That's probably why the lender's calling us because he's watching and he's going, "You need to have somebody work on this right now." So I met with them, but I don't know what their sense of urgency is. You know, talking to them, they're in 2022 still about the prices. So that's a sad situation, you know. And you got a doctor who's making obviously decent money, um, pulling money out of their house over however many years. You know, eventually it leads to stuff like this. I don't know what other type of
But
circumstances
why?
they have in their house.
Why? Yeah, there's got to be all kinds of other. The guy's got to be like a gambler or a coke
No,
fiend or
no, no,
multiple
no, no,
marriages
no,
or
no, no.
something. I mean, that
Nothing.
what
It
the
just,
hell?
you know
That guy
what?
should be making a fortune
Just
and
some people don't
socking it
manage their
away.
money. Listen, doctors are the best people. Anytime you got a financial product you want to sell, you know who you should be getting to
Yeah,
buy
doctors and
all
dentists.
equity right now is
Yeah,
anybody working in a professional field like doctors.
yeah,
They don't have enough time to like actually look into the investment. So when you just come in there and you talk fast and show them a bunch of charts and tell them they're
yeah.
going to make a lot of money, they're like, all right,
Trust me, trust
I
me,
got
trust
half a
me.
million dollars in my corporation account, and what do
Yeah,
you need me to do with it? And
right.
that's my experience with doctors. And I've heard from doctors who are older who told me the stories of the time they invested $1 million in this and the time and that none of them ended up really working out well for them. So they're not great investors.
It's too bad. That's
Yeah,
crazy. I mean, just the fact that he's got to work and he's still 70 is kind of
yeah,
sad.
yeah.
But also the it's kind of sad probably for his patients that have to receive his diagnosi. Is
Why?
that a word?
I'm
I
sure
wonder
he
if that's
does
a
a
real word.
diagnoses.
Diagnoses?
I have no idea, but I'm
I
sure that
wonder
I'm probably right more than you are. That's my guess.
with this kind of
With that
stuff,
wording, with
maybe.
that kind of stuff. What just by
Yeah.
the sound of the word you made and the sound that I made, I believe my word might be correct.
Cactuses,
Cacti?
cacti.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are here.
No, neither do
I don't
I.
know what the rules are with both
Fungus.
things. Fungi, TK. All right.
So, last couple points here. Carney sacrifice speech.
More points.
Are we
Oh,
gonna have to do? Are we
yeah,
gonna
no,
have to
this
make
is good.
sacrifices?
On the show? Never.
No,
No.
in our lives.
In our lives, I feel like I'm
Shouldn't we?
making sacrifices every day around
Shouldn't
here.
we have been making sacrifices? Isn't that what life is all about? Are people really upset they got to make sacrifices? Like, what are you
What's the
doing? You're just
sacrifices we're
That's the whole
being
problem
asked
with
to make?
Canada right now. It's like we've been basically just getting everything we wanted for like 3 decades. Like, make some sacrifices, guys. Come on.
Imagine if we were actually like mining shit and selling it to the world.
Yeah,
Imagine what this place would be like.
yeah.
But really, like, if that ever actually happens, TK, like, what are house prices going to be around here? You're going to have to pay $8 million for a
I think they're
townhouse.
just free. They just give them to you at that point in time.
At that point, it's like if you're
Yeah,
willing
and
to
it'll be
come
based.
mine
It'll be based on your productivity within the, you know,
in the colony.
within.
Oh no, TK, you made this take a turn for the worse. How did that happen? What have
Yeah.
you been watching lately?
Listen,
It's horrific.
that's probably the direction that Canada's going to go in,
I
right?
think we're there. I think we've
There's a
been there for a
corporation who
while.
takes over. They
Yeah,
just start mining our natural resources. They put
yeah,
everybody to where you're a worker bee, you're a worker bee, you're a worker bee.
yeah.
Everybody gets put to work in a certain way. There's robots everywhere, and then
Robots.
you're gonna be, a tasked a job, and then at the end of the day, you get assigned certain lifestyles. And the more you do, like Prince Andrew losing his prince, they took away his 30-room mansion. They put him down into a 14-room mansion.
Bro was
You
at
know,
front row seats for the ball game. Like he's
right?
okay. He's
Yeah,
got a book deal and a
sure.
Netflix deal and
But that's what they do. They downgrade you. So, as
different
I
platform.
climb in the colony, you guys will see. I'll get better. My background will get better. I'll be wearing, better earphones, and that'll all just be provided
Did
by
you
the
hear
emperor.
about that actually in China? What they did with social media? Like you have to have a license now to talk about shit. You
Yeah,
and you
to be a specialist in finance or all that kind of
to
stuff.
give
Yeah.
an opinion on certain
Yeah.
topics, you need to be licensed by the government. I don't know if this is
No, it's
happening
some sort of
or it's happened.
certification. Yeah.
Certification, you have to prove that you're an actual expert in the field. So I was like,
I'm
okay,
okay with that.
imagine they did that here,
Yeah.
TK.
Yeah.
What? Well, okay, so does my experience count? Like I don't have a certificate from anywhere that says like I'm a good
Yeah, of course it
developer.
does. That's like, if somebody was talking about finances and they didn't hold some sort of, financial certification, I'd have an issue with that.
But TK, I
If
don't
someone's
hold
talking about real
any.
estate, they're not in the real estate field of some form in development and real estate and invest. Like, why are you talking about real estate?
Well, fine, real estate, but what about
Sure,
finance? Like, if I'm a
same
real
thing.
estate developer, I should know a thing or two about finance, shouldn't I?
Yeah, but you're giving real estate advice, which is in line with what your expertise is. You're not
I
going to
don't
be
know
telling
what
people
I'm
how
going to
to
say.
invest in their TFSA.
Well, not in the TFSA. Well, I
You
might
shouldn't be.
tell people to fucking stop wasting their time with that shit, but it's
You
not
should have your.
financial
I think
advice.
people should have TFAs
And
maxed out. I think that if you don't
of
have your
course you
TFSA
do.
maxed out, you're missing out. Yeah,
Of course you do.
I
Well,
think that's a huge savings vehicle. So
it's a huge savings vehicle for people
yeah,
that want to lose money every single day by having it sit there making 2% while inflation
why is it making
is
two
at,
percent?
what's it making? 6%, 4%,
Well, sure, yeah. If you're buying
2.8%?
ETFs, you got some, a little bit of S&P 500 ETFs in there, a few here and
Oh,
there. Maybe you got some stocks.
that's the advice, right? See, people go, hey, buy some stocks. You don't know shit? Go buy a stock where they are supposed to know some shit, and they don't even really know some shit.
Well, I don't know shit. That's the truth. But basically, what I hear from the people who do know the most, they all say the same thing: is you can't beat the stock market, and that you should just buy an index fund. That's
Right.
it. So it's like
Like
that's it. You just
this
that's the
is
best advice
absolute chaos, DK.
in an account that you don't pay tax on.
You know who knows more than the experts usually, TK? Who people that are experts and they're
No,
not certified as experts. People that
yeah.
love it and care
So
about
you
it
think
so
you
much,
you think
TK.
that China's doing it wrong? That anybody should just open up a channel and just start giving people advice?
Well, I'm not saying that either, TK. As with anything, there's multiple angles and perspectives. So it's like with everything good, there's going to be people that abuse it and people that use it for its intended purpose. And the problem is that all the people that are you don't have to be an expert to give good advice on something that you're not technically certified in, but you also can give complete horseshit advice to people, right? So for every person that says in the comments, oh my God, thank God I watch your show. You saved my ass from doing this, or you helped me make a decision on that. There's the inverse where they're like, oh man, I fucking listened to
two
those two
idiots.
fucking morons, right?
Yeah.
And now look where I am. No, that
Well,
nobody ever does that, TK. I've never
let's
heard that before. Have you ever
let
given someone bad advice? I've never given anybody bad fucking advice. They just don't listen to the great advice.
let's
How
just
can
say
I give
this.
bad advice? It can't emanate from this, TK. Only good advice from crazy experience is what you get from here. Now, is it completely sane? Generally, no, TK.
There's a
But
possibility that it may not be.
you have to, you have to, find me someone like was Bezos like certified in what
E-commerce.
e-commerce or what are procurement or shipping or any of this shit service. No, he's just a fucking nerd that sold some stocks and go, oh man, the internet, I could sell some books on this shit, right? And then next thing you know, like, look what happens. Guaranteed zero certification for anything that guy's built, right? Now, I mean, maybe Musk, he's got some engineering degrees, so I guess that makes a little bit of sense. But what about like a guy like Patrick Bet David by any chance?
Mhm.
Like that guy owns the Yankees now. That guy's like an Iranian immigrant who knew nothing but to like go fucking work his balls off and like, he figured shit out as he went, made goddamn billions and bought the Yankees. Like that guy wasn't certified in stuff, I don't think.
Did he have a YouTube channel giving advice on how to invest
What
money to
about Warren
become?
Buffett? Did he like he had like a mentor,
Okay.
right? Like it's like he didn't get
But the
certification.
question is he on social media giving advice to people?
He's everywhere giving advice to people. What about
People
Ray
record him,
Dalio?
but
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Anyways, Darryl, it's Saturday morning. Go Blue Jays.
The Jays
Tonight is the
win
game.
the World Series.
All right. We don't know,
tonight.
guys, what's going to happen.
I
We
know it.
hope that they win. We hope tonight's a great night for Toronto, just like it was 32 years ago.